Lyrical Monasterio Set 4 has come out in English, and with that comes new cards, new upgrades, and most importantly, new ride lines. In the series of deck analysis videos, Team Empire will be going over the ride lines, their strengths, weaknesses, playstyles, and overall competitive viability for this upcoming format. This video, we're going to be going over the second lyrical encounter ride line, Pacifica. Before we go on though, if you enjoy our videos, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really means a lot to us as we are doing our best to progress this awesome channel. Thank you. Also, in these deck analysis videos, the list that we make and the suggestions we make are not the end-all be-all of everything. Feel free to make any changes that you might think of. As the team's local Swagnolia player, I definitely understand that. But with all those things in mind, let's get Pacifica and talk about Pacifica. Top Idol Pacifica is our main grade 3 and has two basic but powerful skills. The first allows you to draw 2 for a counterblast and putting one card from your hand to the bottom of the deck. This can not only help draw into our pieces, but also can put triggers into the deck, like heals, crits, and most importantly, the Over Trigger! Her second skill allows you to call any normal unit from the deck when she attacks, as long as you counterblast one and soul blast a Pacific unit. This may seem like a slow way to multi-attack at first glance, but since one of our main attackers is a Pacifica unit that goes into soul after attack, this is our main way of getting 5 attacks in this deck. This means the deck has 2 things it wants to maintain. One is its Pacifica units in hand to call and persona ride with. This can be facilitated by their many searchers. And the other is maintaining your call targets from your deck, mainly that second Pacifica. The second Pacifica we keep alluding to is Planet Idol Pacifica, which can attack from the center back row rearguard as long as you have a Pacifica Vanguard, and it receives 10,000 power if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. Her second effect activates after she attacks by putting her into soul. You can give one of your units an additional 5,000 power, pretty good. And then if you put her from center back row rearguard into soul, you can draw 1 card. This skill fulfills multiple purposes for Pacifica. It draws for defense power, it puts itself into soul to activate your Vanguard's second skill, powers up your other units, which can either be the Vanguard or rearguards, and finally can empty a rearguard circle, which you then can use to use your Vanguard's second skill to cast a second Planet Idol from your deck. The second Planet Idol can then attack, put herself into soul, draw, and then power up another unit. That is the main way your attack pattern will go with this Pacifica deck. Now, let's go over her ride line. The Diva of Lanterns, Anais, can check up to 7 cards of the deck for 2 Pacifica units to put into your hand when rode upon, which can help massively with her consistency. The grade 2 Soul Steering Diva Monet can reduce the counterblast cost of your Pacifica's first effect, which can be great for keeping your damage at a minimum, especially against the decks that hit the hardest on turn 4. Her double rare Revival of Ocean Solange can counterblast 1 to check the top 7 cards for a Pacifica card to add to your hand on place. However, if you do miss, which I tend to do a lot, you can countercharge 1, acting as our Burning Horn for the deck. Continuing the Burning Horn comparison, she also picks up 5,000 power for every time our Pacifica unit attacks, although only from the center back row rearguard circle. This means that if you stack both of Planet Idol's power increases on her, Solange can be attacking with an additional 2k power without triggers or boosters completely for free, while also gaining card advantage. Her other double rare, Rousing Vocal Luson, can fulfill one of the conditions of the deck, and that's making sure that there are other Pacifica units in the deck to keep calling off of your Vanguard's effect. At the end of the battle she boosted, she can retire herself to put up to 2 Pacifica units from your drop into the deck, then countercharges if you put 2. This can help maintain your costs with Pacifica and refreshes your Planet Idols. The last specific Pacifica card is the rare Grab the First Row Bernarda, which can search the top 7 of the deck for up to 1 Pacifica unit when the attack she boosts hits. The downside being, if you found one, having to put her on the bottom of the deck. She's okay, kind of necessary though for maintaining your 5 attack combo or persona ride every turn, but debatable if you should play her at maximum copies. Here's a deck list for Pacifica. Besides the other Pacifica cards we play, we also have decided to go for 4 copies of Valsheblan for the early game draws, but also to increase our power on persona ride turns. 2 copies of the Rainbow Jewel Beast to have more defensive power and to be able to recover persona ride. Another card we play at 2 copies is the Festival Cycle Triple Rare Auto Hide, which can act as an opposite Yuika, being able to bounce the back row unit back to your hand after she attacks. While boosted, this can bounce your Jewel Beast after using its rear guard effect, and then on the opponent's turn, you can guard it with at least 20k shield. She also enables a possible 6 attack as long as you have an Overtrigger to remove from drop. Another card that helps with our defensive power is the Grade 2 All Eyes on Me Truce. This card can act as a 15k shield for a Soul Blast and can bounce itself from rear guard to hand as long as a unit attacked from the back row center rear guard circle. As for triggers, we go for the standard 8 crit, 3 draws, and 4 heals. Over trigger! However, we go for the lyrical OT because we want to prioritize our rear guard's multi-attacks, and the 10,000 power to all rear guards just doubles in value. Pacifica is a very fun deck with a good balance in multi-attacks and draw power. However, because of its reliance on seeing a specific card for its multi-attack, it can be seen as one of the weakest new decks of all the decks in set 4. Hence why we don't see any tops on Vanguard Paradox. Because of that, Team Empire has to give the deck a 2.5 crowns out of 5. But don't let that discourage you from trying to do well with the deck. If there's one thing we've learned from lyrical decks, is that the generics can carry them a long way. Well, with that being said, y'all, thank you so much for watching. And again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And we'll see y'all on the next one. And remember, y'all, play bigger, hit the over trigger. This is Swagnolia, signing off.